Complicated. All right. Well, that was fun. Yeah, my stream was kind of borked there. I don't know what's going on. I had to restart the GoPro completely. I had to restart all the settings too. I don't know why. So that's a mystery. A lot of it's cool. I'm just gonna drive home, listen to music. But I kind of had to get it, because it kind of made me mad that the thing wasn't working. So I had to get it working because I couldn't settle down until it was working. Oh, finally. I'm going to bed, everybody, but I figured I'd just stream the drive home. That was so nice. She was so sweet. It would be great to have a daughter like her. Try to keep up with her. I mean, I love my sons too. I gotta call him tomorrow. I gotta call. She reminds me of my sons. I gotta call him tomorrow. What time is it? 12:07. That's plenty of time to go home and have a nice sleep. We're gonna do the thing tomorrow. Oh, it's quite the surprise though that we would actually meet somebody who spoke Russian from Latvia completely randomly. You know what? At the end of the day, there's a lot of humans who just like to go outside to find peace. Just look up at the stars, you know? I'm one of them for sure. Every once in a while you bump into them. Hey, that's the auto parts store where we bought everything. You know what I mean? Every once in a while you bump into somebody who's just looking up at the sky at the same time as you. And you're like, hey, another soul's doing this thing. It's pretty cool. God, that IPA was so good. I haven't had an IPA in a few years now. That was really good. That's an Asheville brewery. Yeah. What a great night. I am so tired. It's so funny because I was ready to call it a night and go home, and then we bumped into her and she was like Chatty Cathy and she's amazing. She had so many interesting things to say. You know? Dig Chat just crashed. What the fuck? seriously, Dang Chat just crashed. It like literally just crashed. I cannot win tonight. I mean, I was exhausted by the time I got to her, and she was like, "Oh." But if you wanted to go skate some more, she's just getting started. I only had one beer. I had one IPA the entire night, and it was fine because I drank a pint of Gatorade before that. If I had drank that IPA before I drank the Gatorade, it might have been a different story. But no, it was great. It was really fun. I love how Vonda was like, Twitch what? Because she's an outdoor chick. She's an outdoors chick. She's like, oh shit. Oh shit. Uh-oh, I ran it. She's like an outdoors chick. She's like, Twitch what? It's Twitch. No, I don't have Twitch. I said, have you ever geocached? She's like, I said, have you ever geocached? She's like, oh yeah, that's that old thing that people used to do. That's awesome. She's awesome. That was funny. She's younger than my oldest son. Yeah. I gotta tell you, I was the thing that was so compelling about talking to Vonda is I was so impressed that a young person is so active in the outdoors. It's hard to find. Polish people are awesome. They are awesome. You know what's funny? I know that's funny you say that. I know you're not supposed to do that kind of thing, but I've spoken, pretty much every Polish person I've met has been kind of like Vonda. They're kind of like her. They kind of like the outdoors and stuff. Not all. I mean, I worked with one Polish guy who was a total dick. I hated him. And to this day, he still torments me every once in a while on Twitter. But for the most part, yeah, they're really great people. Really great. Yeah, she's Latvian though. I think she's mostly Latvian. Yeah. I just think people in general are awesome. You know what? You know, my wife keeps reminding me of that. You're just a natural extrovert, and you know what? I guess I am. I love talking to people. I love learning about people. I love it. I can sit and listen to people talk all day. I love it. That's why Twitch is so addicting, because there's so many people on Twitch that you can get to know, and not all of them are interesting enough to want to get to know, honestly. And they're good people. I'm not saying they're not bad. They're bad people. I just don't care to hear what they have to say. But you run into like a Vonda who's been all over the world, or somebody like that, you know. I mean, that's why I love Dora so much, is because she's kind of that kind of person. She's, you know, she's got multiple facets to her. And then you've got, you know, the random people that you meet at the art gatherings. They're also phenomenally interesting, you know. Everybody, I just love people. I love people. I'm just going to own it. I also hate people, and this is why I love what I've been doing lately. The reason I've been so into what I've been doing lately is because it's restoring faith in humanity to me. I mean, if you just sit in front of your phone or your computer and you just look at social media and YouTube all day, there's a good chance you're going to come away with the feeling that humanity sucks. Am I right? But when you actually go out into the world and you meet people, like in your neighborhood or randomly, you know, at an apartment place or at an art gathering, when you meet actual people, you start to remember, oh, that's what people are. People are awesome. There's a lot of awesome people in the world. And you start to realize that the moment you have with social media or some troll on Twitch or Twitter or something, you start to realize that those people, while you might be seeing them more because they love to be seen, that they are not the norm. I'm the same, meeting people in person versus hearing what some douche politician did. Yeah. And here's another thing. When you actually talk to a person face to face, you don't say the same shit that you'll say on social media. I'm sorry, you're not going to do it. I know I don't. Because you got a person in front of you. That's why people were such dicks when they're in cars. Because they're like separated from everybody else with like a car, you know? I love it. I love it. It just restores my faith in humanity. That's not only that there are awesome people out there that are, you know, well educated, that are creative, that are into the outdoors, like obsessively, like, oh dude, you got a downhill. We're gonna get you on the downhill bike. And I'm like, fuck yeah. You know, it's like it's that kind of energy from actual people. Anonymity brings out the upside. It totally does, Howie. Howie, I think you're right. You know, I've written a lot about anonymity because I was Mo Hackson's Second Life, and I was, you know, kind of a big deal thing. And then I got outed and everything, and then I left the church and got divorced and all that. And I think anonymity to a degree is a powerful thing. I think it can get you to a degree of truth about yourself through anonymity. There's good things about anonymity, and then there's tons of bad things about anonymity, because it does allow people to be who they actually are, and some of those people are absolute shits. And the thing about anonymity is that they also don't see the humanity of the other person. It's a lot easier to mow somebody down if you don't have to. Why do you think? I'm going to go around the apartment here. Why do you think that they train people? If you're being murdered, okay? If you're being murdered, this is a true story. If you're being murdered, what do they tell you to do? In order to not be murdered, what do they tell you to do? Scream out your name. Scream out the name. Tell people you have kids. There was a cop that was getting totally lynched in the January 6th insurrection, and they dropped him and left him alone as soon as he said, I have kids, I have kids, I have kids. As soon as he said that, they left him alone because they couldn't dehumanize him anymore. The anonymity dehumanizes people, and as soon as you dehumanize somebody, you can shoot him in the head. And when you see him as a monster, or you see him as a QAnon possessed demon, for God's sake, that's why that stuff is so dangerous. But you know what? You meet somebody in a pub, you meet somebody randomly on the street, you strike up a conversation with a busker or even a political activist on the street. You know, the chance, I mean, yes, the mob mentality caused people to fight really seriously during the insurrection because they had already made up their minds that everybody else was not human, you know? But if you look at the conflicts that were as they were starting, people were still seeing each other as human beings. I think that's one of the bad things about when police put riot gear on, because when police start to put riot gear on, and they have to do that, when they start to put riot gear on, they don't look human anymore. They start to look like a monster. They start to look like a stormtrooper. And who gives a shit about shooting a stormtrooper? I mean, seriously, in Star Wars, does anybody actually care about all of the death and destruction that's going on? We don't care because it's a stormtrooper, right? We don't care. It's just a fucking stormtrooper. Nobody cares. So, you know, as soon as you dehumanize somebody, you can do whatever. That's why people become more radicalized. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally get it. I'm in total agreement with you on that. I hope there's not some random barbecue back there I'm about to run over. They were barbecuing in this slot the other day. I mean, this is kind of a cathartic end to this evening. I'm really glad that I got the camera to work again. It was kind of freaking me out. Actually, I did the whole thing from my phone too, so that's one of the reasons I did that. I got it all working from my phone, so that proves that I'm capable of being okay on the road if I had to without a computer. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream now. Too much time spent inside. Yep. Into the Q stuff. Yeah, I know, it'll mess you up. So I just want to say thank you for joining me for this crazy night. And and meeting Vonda and everybody else that was out here, and going to see the art bombing that was happening in that park. It was really great. A lot of fun times. Not very many of you are there, but I just want to say goodnight and thanks for hanging with me.